All right, folks, here we go. We got some short track action tonight, South Boston. But we also going to call it the South Boston Terrier here tonight for the Xcal, because we're going to let some dogs out and they're going to rumble. Not the drivers on the track, dog-wise, but they might be out here barking too. You never know. But you might hear my dogs in real life in the background come to play here. Got Corey up in the booth here. It's going to be a good race tonight. Well, I see we got old Gerald up here. Let's bring him down real quick. We'll get some words with him. Gerald, you in the booth, got a copy?
10-4.
Well, man, I tell you what, last couple weeks have been exhilarating. I mean, it's been adrenaline packed, good racing, and some wild finishes. Take us through some of what you expect tonight here at Old South Boston.
Well, having the last two heat races rained out last night, the lineup's quite a bit different than I think anybody expected, so I really don't know what to expect. I entered myself actually just a little bit earlier today with all the EOLs in the field. It's put me up at number 13, so good pit stall and all that stuff. So, but no, we've been, Flaming Karma Racing's been on a pretty stout roll here lately. I really don't expect anything different, but it's going to play out to be an interesting race. I can just kind of see it coming. So anyway, I guess we're supposed to talk about dogs. So I was going to say, I have a 1.5-year-old Australian Shepherd, and he's still in his he's still in his Velociraptor stage. So he gets a little carried away with himself. But I think we got some other guys with dogs. I heard everybody's got dogs.
Except for
Aaron asked
Corey
me
up
about
here. Corey's a cat person.
Oh, okay. Well, I got a cat somewhere around here. I want to thank Aaron, Webshop Series, Butt Kicker, Admin Box, Tri-E, and the Cooler Crew, and everybody that does this. You guys for putting this on, and just looking forward to a good race, and kind of holding my breath to see how this thing plays out.
And when I came into Xcal, I'm still fairly new. I've only done, a couple or several races here. What I've seen, it's been very exciting style racing. When I came out, I thought, man, short tracks, street stocks, this is just going to be like, madhouse, because obviously it's short track racing. It has been some very good racing until the end. And you get some fireworks, man, going off. It's like you said, man, some dogs barking. We'll have to see what happens. But, hey, you got any fan favorites here tonight?
I'm going to pick the guy that's won like 5 or 6 out of the last 6 or 7 races. So I'm going to go with Octavio. He's got a new paint on tonight, and he's got some things coming up here in the future we're going to be excited to talk about after this. We get through this week and then the off week. And, if it's not him, then Lataro. And, hey, I got some good drivers out there. But, boy, there's a lot of great teams out there, a lot of great drivers. It could be a surprise tonight. Who knows? But I think if I had to go 1-2, I'll go Octavio and Lataro.
I got you. Yeah, well, and that's some good picks I was talking about earlier. Hopefully nothing tragic happens like the last race. Man, that was just out of the blue, which virtual racing, you just never know. But good luck out there tonight, Gerald.
10-4, thank you, and we'll see what we get, what kind of show we can put on for everybody tonight.
There we go. Well, I'll tell you what, man, Gerald, he's one of the car owners there for the teams, and Octavio's one of his drivers, Corey. I'm still learning some of the teams out there, and, real quick, I know we're talking about dogs, Corey, but tell us about your cat.
You mean Bandit? Yeah, he's a little tiger. He's like, man, he's probably going on 14 years old now this year in October.
Oh, really? Man, so he's like my biscuit, man, my Pekingese. He's old and grumpy.
He's at least got to be 12. maybe 13 this
And
year,
that puts
maybe
him
14.
like, what is it, 80 some? I think it's 7 years. I don't know how it is in cats. 7 years
I don't
dogs.
know.
I know.
It's either 7 or 9. I don't know if we could base it off the 9 lives, 9 years a year, or we do the 7 years, or we just do 1 to 1 year.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I know. Like I say, dogs know it's 7 years, so it's like Biscuit been around 13. He'd be in his 90s, so. Whew. And still runs around the house, man. Like I'm like, I hope I'm able to run like you when I'm 90. Good grief.
Yeah, Bandit. He ain't really active as much as he used to be.
We'll still be playing Call of Duty at 90, right?
If we're alive, sure, we're going to be playing Call of Duty at 90.
Well, now time out a second. I don't know if I'm going to be alive when you're 90. If I am, I'll be like 150 or something. I mean,
well, I
wow.
hope you're alive at 150.
Yeah, right. I'll be over there. Wouldn't move. Good grief. What's up out there, man, y'all? How y'all doing? And hey, since we're talking about the dogs here, and again, mine right now are kind of domiciled. They're kind of like laid out a little bit. They're lazy dogs too, but they can get riled up. Somebody hits that door, believe me, they're gonna go woo. And if the stray cat or somebody hits the ring outside, they'll go off too. So well, let me know out in the chat, man. Y'all got a dog? Who y'all got? What kind? I've got 6 dogs, just to let y'all know, so it can get loud when they all start barking. I have a Pekingese, 2 Boston Terriers. I got an American Bully, a Chihuahua. Yes, a Taco Bell dog, by the way, if some don't know. And then kind of a mixed dog. He's got a medium size. I think he's kind of a mix between a dog and a dog. Not really sure.
Dog.
He's a rescue. We rescue dogs. 3 of my dogs, well, 2 of my dogs I actually bought. One of the Boston Terriers and the Pekingese. Just to give you a real history before we go green here. One of my Boston Terriers, which is the oldest Boston Terrier, it's a smaller one. And the Pekingese, which is the older one. Biscuit and Little One's what I call them. They're the 2 that we bought. Now, Kobe is a Boston Terrier. We got him. He was 3 years old. And the groomer that we take the dogs to had him. And the owner passed away, unfortunately. And she was like, do you want the dog? She gave it to us. I said, heck yeah. You know, she knew I love Boston Terriers. So we ended up with that. And then Lily, which is American Bully. She's like a little walk around. She's a smaller bully, not the big bully. She's a smaller style bully. A little strong nose. And yeah, she's got a little... walks around, looks like she's a bodybuilder or something. But we rescued her here recently. And then Charlie, which is the other dog I was telling you about, rescued her. The Chihuahua, that's my wife's dog. It's a nice dog. I take care of it, but that's my wife's dog. So, yeah. Going green here. Sean Andrews, though, going to be the man out front. With Mogard going to be there in second. And they said the heat race got a little bit washed out last night here, Corey. That's how they usually set the field here. So, passing at this track, it's a short track. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I know. South Boston, probably definition of short track racing in its finest. It's a bumpy track on the back straightaway, bumpy in the corners, bumpy on the front stretch. It's very narrow. You barely can get too wide. Passing zones tonight, wherever you can probably take a pass. That's about the best place you can do it. There is no good place. You either take one when somebody messes up, or you make them mess up by giving them a little bumper.
And you probably will see that. You know, this is open setup. So these guys come over their own setup, so you might see some guys fall off the pace or something like that. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, love me a little bit of street stock action here on iRacing. You know, especially got my love back when they added in
don't you?
Yeah, I race these a lot. It got my love back into them once they added the Monte Carlo style bodies into iRacing, which we see
they got
2 of them right there on road 2.
Every once in a while.
Well, they also added in Ford Thunder chicken body style. And
Yeah, at least they got
there's-
good. Yeah, they got good.
There's like 3 in here. There's 2 of them at the back. The Ford's at the back, Joe. No, sorry, Joe, no Dodges or Toyotas. Not yet. Maybe next season. There we go, green flag.
Heck yeah. Side by side off the start here is what you're going to see. Gonna be a long race. Got to pace yourself here. Like I said, dog days here tonight.
And
that's
lap
right.
one later,
He's eating
Jared Mogard.
Oh, look, Thomas out there said he got Corey up in the booth eating Cheetos. He is eating Cheetos, man. He eats Cheetos on Saturday nights, man.
I don't eat Cheetos. I don't
He
eat
does.
on
Don't let him lie
Saturday
to you,
night.
Thomas. He's up there, man, petting his cat while his dog on, man, watching the race.
I don't have Cheetos in this household.
Yeah, okay. What do you snack on?
Nothing.
Man,
Nothing
please.
yet. Maybe about lap 200 I'm going to want
Oh,
Gatorade
Lord.
and some Slim Jims, but
Oh, Lord. Right now, we still got some side-by-side battle for the lead. They'll get kind of fanned out as the race goes on here. I'll have to see. What kind of dog you got, Thomas, man? We're talking about dog night here, man. It's the South Dog Boston. Or, yeah, I think that's how you put it.
yeah, that sounds good.
That does
Sounds good to me. South Dog Boston. And look at this.
South Dog Boston.
They're still side by side for
Can
the
I hear you
race
bark,
lead.
Corey? Whoa,
And they go.
Boy, he got that thing. He got his tail waggling.
Yeah, got a little tail happy
That was
there.
Andrew.
And, yeah, that was Sean falling back to 4 from what was the battle for the race lead and getting a little bit of bumper action here from the 48. That's Octavia, one of the strong guys in the street stocks here at Xcal. Gonna lean on the door a little bit. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's Octavio. He's going to try to come through the field. The other one, keep an eye out there. Lataro, I hope I said it right. I'm still trying to get his name down. And right there with Matt Barr, those two guys, man, are, tooth and nail with each other. Got a shepherd. All right, cool. Awesome. Big dog.
And Taro there in the Monte Carlo style body. That's my favorite street stock body style. Of course, all these street stocks are the same physics. They just have a different body hung on top of them. And with the open set,
Well, yeah. And we touched on that a couple weeks ago, talk about as far as how iRacing goes. Pretty much just put the body on the same, but this is a little bit different. Normally when we're talking about street stocks, we're talking about fixed setup. These are open setups, so these guys have a lot of options when it comes to how to set the car up, how you drive it, how you manage it. And what you're going to see now when you talk about Octavio and out there, fuel mileage usually comes into play with these races a lot, pit strategy. And Octavio's one of the best with his team on extending that fuel run. I've seen it now for the last several races that I've done here at Xcal. He's been one of the ones that's went the furthest on fuel. And a lot of times it's came down to do the fuel mileage, the pit strategy.
Yeah, and that all depends on how they set up the car to get less drag out of it, and then how much throttle you have to use to keep the power down in one of these things, to keep the momentum up. You can roll the momentum further into the corner than other drivers without being on the throttle. That's the better for the fuel mileage.
And I was wondering that because, we're talking to Gerald there because he actually is the car owner of Octavio and several others out here. And he mentioned that about when they do their setups, they try to do it for the long run. What you can do to extend the fuel, other than the fact of, lifting your foot off the gas and not being planted to the floor all the time. So it was interesting that you mentioned what you mentioned there, because, yeah, I would, just me, I would think, and I could be wrong, but a looser car would save a little more fuel, maybe?
Maybe, but this is gonna change it a little bit as we got some carnage, and there's our caution flag out.
See that? Going to be up front here. We'll go with the
It started around Lataro.
Lataro. Yeah, we'll ride with Lataro and see what happened. He dove on the inside, just got the quarter panel of the 04. Then got power drived in the side. 31 went around. Caution here tonight. So we're talking about dogs. Chemo, who's your dog out there? Who you got? Mine right now, they're being quiet. Not normal. Charlie, you alright over there? I even call his name, he's still asleep. Lily girl. Lily's wagging her tail now. They won't say anything. Not until somebody hits that door. Somebody hits that door. Woo!
Well, look at this. We're utilizing both pit roads here tonight. Or I believe so. No, yep, we are. We're utilizing the back end pit road.
Yeah. And I believe he said there's no pit road speed limit tonight.
No, he said that for a future race.
Okay. I'll bring up my notes. So I get everything. All right. The who? We're Xcal Racing. iRacing Premier Street Stock Series. Webshop Series, that is, by the way. Where this is the 2024 Racing Webshop Series for Sobo 400. South Boston. They got 20 at 5% fuel cap. No quick fixes, so you get into trouble. Done. The car numbers are available. Got a list here, Corey, of drivers and their name and everything else on it.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Can't send it to you. Well, it's a little rundown. It kind of tells you a little story backing behind them too. Let's see.
So is it single file?
No, no, double.
No, double? Okay. Oh yeah, they are doubling it up. Okay, they were deciding who wanted to go where on the front row. That's what they were doing. We got a Monte Carlo Camaro and a Ford Thunder Chicken all in 1, 2, 3 for the restart. Here we go.
Yeah, we got a chicken. Green flag. Back racing here. I'm gonna say the inside lane should have the advantage.
Yeah, especially early on in the race. I mean, if you got both of you have new tires on a restart, the outside lane can hang in there as long as you time the jump pretty good, but after about 3 laps, that outside lane will fall off and you'll want to find the bottom for the corner.
Oh, yeah. Emo out there said, man, unfortunately that his last dog passed away. He has a cat. Which act like it's a dog. Your cat act like a dog, of course?
Kinda.
Kinda? What's it do?
He thinks he's a guard cat.
A guard cat? Okay. Never heard that before. Well, what's he guard? What's he do?
He
guards your PS5, right? Yeah. That what he's doing?
Yeah, he guards the PS5.
Yeah. Every time I see a picture, he's near the PS5. So it's like, He's over like, there ain't nobody stealing this thing.
Well, no, he goes over to the door whenever he hears like the neighbor's dog barking or he hears somebody coming to the door. He'll always go to the door to answer it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he's gonna do anything. He likes to bite, but he won't bite a stranger.
That's my dogs here. They wouldn't probably bite anybody, but I'm gonna tell you what. As loud as they are when somebody knocks on the door, it would startle and scare someone. I mean, because you got 6 dogs and all they do is just run straight to the door and window. It's like I don't know, rumbling bulls going to it. Gives me a headache sometimes. I'm like, good grief.
Oh, boy. Yeah, my cat, he likes to meow at the door.
If I could get them to sound like some race car motors, man, maybe all of them run up there, then that'd be kind of cool.
I got the Monte Carlo Charles Joplin out front right now, 30
Yeah, he got
laps
good lead.
in. Hey, he's got a decent league, decent for South Boston.
Yeah, almost a second. You got Rocca right there behind him. I'm gonna say this, Austin Hacks. Hacky?
Hakes.
Hakes?
I don't know, something like that.
We'll just say Austin H. How's that? Jeremy Root. Octavio's moved it up to 5th. Where's Matt Barr at? Matt right here kind of marred back in traffic. Had to go to the back. He's got plenty of time to get up front. Just be patient. Looks like he's already got his nose bashed in. He's looking like a mean bulldog out there already.
Yeah, they flattened the front end of that Camaro there. I'd be a little...
Looks like a box marrow.
Now, luckily, the iRacing did come out with a fix there a couple weeks ago to fix the radiator being damaged for light hits on the front, but that's a little bit more than a light hit. I'd be concerned late in a run about the water temp under that car, so hopefully he realizes it and looking at it.
That's interesting you brought that. Would that affect water temps on iRacing?
Yeah, if it shoved into the radiator, it could.
Heck of alarm system. Yeah, believe me, I have a ring, and when the dogs know. Unfortunately, and this, I know we're getting off subject of what we was talking about, but I get an alert on my phone. Now, I don't leave my phone volume-wise up, but it vibrates. My phone does. Those dogs have been trained enough to know. Now, the light comes on too in the front porch, but that when my phone goes bzz, bzz, they instantly go to the door. It is that buried into them, and it's crazy. And sometimes I'm like, "There's nobody at the door. Chill out," That, and when I go, man, scoop the dog food out the thing, they're all coming around like a bunch of helpless kids.
They act like they've not been fed in 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, my one Boston Terrier, when he's hungry, Colby, when he's hungry, he will actually start turning the bowls over. Literally flipping the bowls over across the floor. And I'm going, Kobe, what are you doing? And he'll just go, just look at me, and flip the bowl over.
Well,
I'm like, seriously?
That's a little bit more tame than what Bandit does when he's hungry. When he's hungry, he gets up on tables and will knock off bottles and like bowls and cups and everything.
Look at Octavio making waves, moving up. He's up underneath Root right now, and you was talking about mashed in. Looks like Root's got a little bit of that front nose damage too. So yeah, it's interesting to know what you're talking about, whether or not that actually will affect the radiator, because it's kind of unique on what affects and what doesn't here on iRacing. As you see, man, I'm gonna tell you what. Rocco right there, he has actually got that thing, man, fishtailing.
Who? Oh, 24? Yeah, he's 24, looking like maybe he might have a little bit of trouble with the setup being a little too tight, and as Octavio able to make it on the inside, and you see 24 up in the wall a little bit. Wow.
Got up there, man. Octavio moves a second contact there. Now, Matt told me his name at one time. Pelletier. I think it's close, but...
Solitaire, but Pelletier?
Solitaire, yes. There we go. Matt Solitaire. Yeah. He's got aces on him, man. Well, he ain't part of the ace team, but he's got palms on him. He's dropping bones, though. You better watch out, because you got any of these dogs out there that be trying to get some in bones.
Oh, boy, yeah, and that 24, I don't know. He's fighting a tight car. I can already see it. I don't know if he's built it for a short run and expected a couple more cautions than what we've had so far, but I can tell right here it is super tight on him, super snug, and I know the drivers are behind. They're all like, come on, man, just get out of our way and let us go by. Somebody's gonna get impatient. Bumper to the 24 here before too long here.
Oh yeah.
You see Jeremy Root working the outside lane a little bit on Steven Rex. Able to get cleared. Now he can run the bottom in the corner, but with the 24 just holding him up, holding this field up a little bit. It's going to be a tall order. Of course, 51 laps, and there's the bumper. That's what we're talking about.
Gotta love it, bump and run. What's up, Gerald? Gee whiz? Yeah, I know. That's my favorite word. Get good grief from the other one. I say that to Corey all the time when we're playing games or something. Good grief, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Who takes the lead?
listen.
Octavio, man, up front. Battled his way up 7 spots. He's not the hard charger. Rocca's up 14, Root's up 15, up 16 is Jeff Mills. So they're the hard chargers, but you were just talking about it here, Corey. It's a good battle around about 6th place spot.
Yeah, 4th on back. That's where it is. With 24 just fighting a tight car, trying to at least hold him off on the bottom side of the racetrack. Everybody behind him, it's kind of shuffling him around every so often. As we get some contact, that's Rue on the inside of James Johnson that made some door rubbing down the back straightaway.
Y'all don't be shy out there in the chat, man. Let us know who your favorite driver is, and let me know where you're from. And also, since we're talking about dogs tonight, because it's the dog pound night here, let us know what kind of dog you got. If you got a cat, hey, maybe you got a gerbil or a bird. Hey, let us know, man, what kind of pet. I had a bird at one time too. Unfortunately, I got sick and had to rescue it out, but that was a crazy bird. But whatever. If you got a pet, let us know. I mean, you might have a snake or contact.
Hello.
Are you curious? That was a good save. 3 wide South Boston ain't gonna work.
No, they finally put the bumper to the 24 Roca there and shoved him out of the way, and it caused a little bit of drama there. Jeremy Root, one of the hard losers out of that situation, falling all the way back here to the 14th spot. He's got a ways back to make it up to where he was.
Old Matt Barr making his way, King Man himself, making his way up through the field slowly but surely is up. It says he's back 3 spots, but he's getting back up here, making it back up one by one. That's kind of what you got to do at this track. Just wait till they get a little single file, knock them off one by one.
Yeah, they finally put the 24 to the outside, and you see the 24, he's just dropping like a rock. That is not where you want to be at, and he tried to hold him off as long as he could to the fullest extent. We've got a car on pit road that's going to be Michael DiCario. I'm not sure if that's a scheduled or unscheduled.
The one thing about these pit stops too, they take a long time.
Oh yeah,
They old school.
Yeah, they got Billy Bob down there with the old school jack with the tire iron.
Takes them about 15-20 pumps to get it up.
Yeah, it'd be like
Hey, it sound right,
like
I know,
if you
but
tried
hey.
to pit stop.
They're gonna go back and go, Joe, what's wrong with you, man?
We're
Talking about a jack, folks. Hey, come on. I mean, hey, we're trying to keep it PG-13 here, all right?
Yeah, I'd say that was a scheduled stop as he's back out on track now, 3 laps down. So looking roughly probably 2 to 3 laps if you go down pit road under green flag condition here.
Yeah, it is. Octavio, the man out front. Joplin, man, hanging on there to second. About a second behind him. Pelletier, he's right there sitting in third. Well, Austin H, he's got a little bit under fire. He's got Johnny Johnson coming up underneath him. They'll side by side do a little tagging.
That's what I love about these street stocks.
He lost a lot of time there.
Yeah, he lost a couple spots there when he got up into Hakes. But that's what I love about these little street stocks. You can rub on each other, and when you get sideways like that, it's easy to save one of these cars.
Yes, it is. Chemo, by the way, who the heck is Josh? I'm Joe.
You called you Josh.
I know, man. He'll be all right. We'll pray for him. Good race, though, so far. Man, you know, the Xcal, you come in here and you might think, man, they're going 300 laps. It's going to be a long race. It's going to be all these single file. You never know. It has been really good racing. Guys have put on a good show, and it's been really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, we're already 68 laps in to the books here. 69 laps. Giggity.
Yeah. Oh, now here's a good one here for you. Joe Campbell. I call his car Smiley because if you look at the front of it, it looks like his car is smiling.
Hold on, let me find Joe Campbell. Where is
He's in 13th place spot right now.
I don't see it. I mean, I see the skull.
Look in Joe Campbell. Look
Yeah,
at the front of his car if you get a good shot from the front. And just look at the headlights and the way the grill is on it. It looks like it's just smiling.
Oh, because it's a Toyota Supra?
But it just looks like it's smiling at you. Or grinning. Got that little you know.
I'm going to have to hook
smiling.
up one of these cars up with the Chevy Cavalier decal pack.
Yeah, there you go.
Got a couple of them back here with some heavy nose damage from caution number 1 earlier. Even back end damage. That's a 98 I'm looking at with the back end. It's punched in the center, the right front. It's punched in a little bit. It looks like a street stock, Joe.
Yeah,
If it
beat
has
up
some
everywhere.
damage, yeah. If it has damage, it's a street stock.
If it's got down, okay. A lot of these guys will short track race in South Boston, not too far from where I'm at, by the way. A couple hours.
Yeah, South Boston, Virginia.
It's right there on the border of North Carolina and Virginia. It's not too far into Virginia. It's almost like Martinsville. Martinsville's just right there, so we got pit stops happening here. Martinsville's the same way. It's like it's not too far into Virginia. Now Richmond, on the other hand, yeah, Richmond's a little further inwards. It's more towards the coast side of Virginia. But Martinsville, South Boston are kind of really close there to the borders, North Carolina. So yeah, you're not too far away.
Yeah, and speaking of pit stop, Jeremy Root had some troubles finding his pit box, so he had to back up a little bit on pit road. That's going to be a costly mistake, as he'll go more than the standard 3-lap down here. He might drop to 4.
Guys looking slick on this track too, coming out of the turns.
Yeah, this is a weird track where once it starts to take in rubber, it don't get grippier, it gets slicker. I think what it is, it has all sorts of oils on it, and what other kind of fluids you can possibly have on a racetrack from over the millions of years it's been open. So
Now they need Bowman Gray with these cars.
really on iRacing drivers wouldn't be able to survive. We would all be banging.
Put them at LA Coliseum, couldn't you?
Yeah, they have, and we were all about banned from running at that track.
Well, I mean, maybe the Xcal guys, they can do better.
Okay, these Xcal guys probably do good.
Yeah.
The general public, maybe not.
Hey, Chemo. Yeah, man, I haven't talked to old Medlock in a while, man. Hope he's doing good. Haven't seen him or Rudy, man. It's been a while since I've talked to those gentlemen. Octavio's catching lap traffic up here. He's got a 3.5-second lead. He's just dominating right now. Told you, Octavio, man. It's in his name. Octa. Got octane in his blood.
Yeah, Hake's going to get one of his 3 laps back naturally, so he'll be down by 2 on Octavio. Octavio stretching that fuel mileage. When did he
He's good
pit
at
on
it.
the first lap?
He did. He pitted lap 18.
Alright, so he can go a little bit further than everybody else.
Yep. But he's very good. Octavio's very good with the team there. Saving fuel, one of the masters out here doing it. I mean, Matt's got it down pat also, but Octavio, I've seen the last couple races, he has been able to stretch this fuel quite well.
And, you know, as the run goes on, the tighter your car gets, the more you're lifting off of the throttle to hold it down in the corners, because these tires, believe it or not, these tires do wear out pretty significantly. You can get one of these cars jacked sideways. You see Octavio, he is keeping it nice and smooth, and it almost cuts the car off almost entirely when he gets into the corner.
Doing good out front. Pelletier there hanging on to second. Mills up here to third. Rex right there behind him. He's back there in the fourth place spot. Matt Barr, though, he's trying to battle, went to the outside. Morgan took that spot away. So that's a battle there for fifth and sixth.
And got a couple of guys that came down pit road here a little bit ago, about 10 laps ago, in the mix there, trying to get a couple of laps back before everybody pits in front of them.
Yeah, because you will go several laps down on the pits here.
Looking like 3 is your average to go down under a green flag pit stop.
Oh, okay.
Right now, 11 cars on the lead lap. Sean Patrick, the last one on the lead lap. He's in that bright green car.
Oh, nice. And looking good, too.
Yeah, gonna look real good once the lights kick on. Oh, the lights are kicked on. It just ain't too dark quite yet outside. Look at this track, Joe. You can see all the marbling that is formed up, clear up by the wall. It is kind of relegated this track to being about 2 car widths wide. If you get forced either below the yellow line or you get forced above that white dashed line in the corner, you are in a world of hurt when you hit those marbles. It is really going to kick a car sideways.
Yeah, and you're seeing it right now up front. So, I mean, Octavio's trying to keep his straight as he can. Pelletier right there behind him. Seen a couple guys, though, have to chase the tail end of them, come out of the turn. So you got to be really being, eggshells on that throttle. But good run so far tonight. Here, 94 into this one. Only had 1 caution here so far. It's dog night here at Xcal. We want to hear what kind of dogs you got. I got a huge set of mutts over here. They're kind of quiet right now, but I'll let you know if somebody hits the door. I'll take you on I'll push to talk and let you hear what kind of music I hear when somebody comes to the door. And then you'll see just how loud of a natural alarm system I have.
Well, sometimes I can hear your dog tail wag when we're doing a normal broadcast.
Can you hear the dog tail wag?
I don't know, man. I always heard it.
Oh, well, now, yeah, okay, you can on Discord, they can't on the broadcast. It has to be very loud for them to hear it on the broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't have the filters I have through the broadcast. My wife could actually sit in the kitchen, beat pots and pans. You wouldn't hear it on the broadcast. You would hear it, though. You would.
That's probably what I hear is her beating pots and pans.
You would. Yeah, probably hear her in the background talking, or you do, but they don't. If you go back and listen to some of the broadcasts on the radio, you'll be like, well, I didn't hear none of that, but I doggone heard it while I was in here with him. Yeah. But,
every time.
But let me just say this. There's no filter in the world. If somebody hits this door, which is only about 4 foot from me here, 4 or 5 feet from me, if somebody hits that front door, there's no filter in the world I'm going to be able to do if I got my mic open. With 6 dogs, they're going to go off and they're going to sound like World War III just happened. Let me hear you bark.
Roof.
Oh, okay, there you go. Okay. Sound good. Did your cat jump up, though? Like, hey, man.
No, I don't know where he's at.
Cat probably come around the corner. What is wrong with you?
No,
You
I always
lost your
bark.
mind?
No, I was, every time I go outside to go check the mail or whatever, the neighbor's
Bark at the
dog will,
mailbox?
no, the neighbor's dog will start barking, and when I come back in, I tell Bandit he's got to get over there and show his dominance.
I can just see it now. Corey walking out to the mailbox. At the mailbox.
They got a big old dog.
Your neighbor that lives behind the tree, man, that you live in the woods, probably going, knew it. Something's wrong with that kid. Pit stops, though.
Not at all.
Like I said, look at Octavio. He's stretching that thing. Everybody else went on pit.
Well, he did come in on lap 18, so it makes sense that he's able to go a little bit further, but Jeff Mills came in 93 on his second stop. Everybody else kind of came in 74, 75 laps in.
It's only going to leave Matt and Octavio, two out here right now.
Yeah, so what would really mess things up is if we got a caution while everybody's
that happened, I think, in the
down.
last race, and there was only like 4 or 5 drivers on the lead lap.
Yeah, because right now, only one car is 1 lap down. That's Jose Gaudino in the number 20. And he's coming in for a pit cycle, so that ain't going to leave him 1 lap down.
Here
so
comes Octavio, though.
Yeah, there you go. That's going to allow everybody to get on the lead lap, assuming Matthew
That's
Bear.
going, caution.
Yeah, Matthew's saying, come on, let's have a caution here while I got a lot of you guys trapped 2 laps down or more.
Give me a caution, come on.
He's in the right spot. Well, he's in the right spot, just left hook somebody real quick, and there you go.
Well, yeah. I don't know if that would be late, but then you'd be the cause of the caution.
Yeah, but you'd have everybody 2 laps down.
But I think you'd get the penalty then.
Good point.
Yeah. So you're like, maybe somebody else went lap down, hook somebody. Well, we don't want to see that, but just somebody kind of. Well, never mind now. Matt's on pit road.
Yeah, he's coming in and gonna take over to 110 here. Should see Octavio. I'd assume he might cycle back up to the lead. If not,
Octavio's falling back to 6 here. Some of the others have front road right past him, which won't last long because he's got a little bit better tires. Octavio does. He should be able to just knock them off one by one and get those spots back easily. What we got? Would have been 26 cars, but I messed up last week at Lanier. Okay, well that's all right, Steve, man. We'll get them on next time. 2 weeks from here.
Too many lane changes. What does that mean?
Yeah, what's that? Let us know what the too many lane changes mean.
I don't understand that.
Must be a rule here. I know there's no caution under 10 laps, so I'm just wondering. It hasn't happened, by the way, but it could happen in the next race in Michigan, because that's going to be like a plate race. What happens if lap 8,
the whole field wrecks?
The whole field wrecks. I don't know if you watched my race last night, Corey, but you need to go back and watch the last 10 laps of that one. Obviously, it's Daytona.
Happened?
The leaders in the front of the field wrecked and took out, I mean, it was a 30-car field, 30-truck field, but took out probably 20 of them right off the bat.
Did they have a quick fix?
They did, but then they had a green-white checker and had another big one at the front that took out about 20 with 3 to go. Yeah.
So you mean timing the start, Steven?
It was wild. So as before you hit the finish line, and if you try to go on the other lanes, try to pass somebody, you get, okay, so basically you switch lanes before start finish line or right after it. Okay, try to hit, okay, all right.
He timed the start and went either to the inside or the outside before the start finish.
And I've seen that, and some other leagues have had that implemented. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good, they're running a different street stock series on another night, and I take it 3 wide down in turn 1 every time.
What, Michigan?
No, any track.
Oh. Well, I mean, you're speaking about the next one in 2 weeks, Michigan. That one's going to be unique. I've never seen street stocks run in Michigan. That's a big track. I mean, you might as well say that's like Talladega to normal cars. I don't see these cars getting away from each other on that track at all.
I mean, if Charlotte is a plate track style racing for these cars, I can only imagine Michigan is even more of a plate track for one of these style of cars.
It's going to be wild, chaotic, exciting, but that's in 2 weeks. We got to get past here. South Boston tonight. We're talking about the dogs, who let them out. Going to be a good one. If you've got a dog out there at home, let us know what kind you got, who you got. I mean, I've got 6. They're quiet right now. I'm just waiting for somebody to hit the door so I can let the button on and let y'all hear what I hear. Why I have my stuff set up to push to talk. Because if I didn't, whew. I mean, hey, look, you know, I don't want to say anything, but if you do have a girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, neighbor, anybody that yells really loud, you want to shout out too, you know, there you go. My wife, sometimes she can be as loud as them. She ain't here right now, so I can say that, so I ain't getting nothing thrown at me.
No, I'm gonna tattletale now.
On what?
On you being mean to your wife.
Man, look, 21 years. I say what I want. Not really, but hey, look, not really, but I say it anyway.
Oh, we got a couple of lap cars in front of Octavio impeding his progress to getting up to Jeff Mills, who's right now the race leader. You see Octavio outside of Albert, and that's the car in 20 of 2 laps behind.
Gotta be patient, dog.
Jason Seams right here in front of him. Seams actually the last car, or the first car, 1 lap down. And Octavio, he's going to be a little bit aggressive here getting around Seams. He wants to get back up to the race lead, get around Jeff Mills, which is that orange Monte Carlo right there in front of these two. And don't put yourself in too much danger here, Octavio.
Yeah, I mean, you got plenty of time. You got the tires. You know, you got the car. Just, you know, I've always said this before, as long as that lap car's not out there kind of, you know, in your way or anything, and he's giving him plenty of room. Just a tough place to pass.
Yeah, as much room as you can possibly give it. South Boston, not a whole lot of room to wiggle with, but I mean,
door to door right now.
I mean, he's giving them all the room in the corner, but straightaways just not a whole lot of space to give. You got to take what you can get and keep what you can keep, and of course,
even with
Jason
those new tires
Seams,
there, Corey, you can see how hard it is to pass in this place.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't have that track out to the outside wall on the corner exit. That's really where you get all your momentum out around this short of a racetrack, and a little bit of fender, the fender, rear fender, the front fender kiss right there.
That's what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to pinch the guy on the outside to try to get as much as he can coming off the turn.
Yeah, and Jason Seams, the reason he's fighting so hard is because he's the first car 1 lap down as Michael DiCario. He's going to go 2 laps down there, and that's going to help out Octavia.
Yes, it is.
So now Octavio, only 1 car sets him for the race lead right in front of him. He can see it. It's a bright orange Monte Carlo.
It is. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, been a good one. South Boston style Xcal. I tell you what, let's step away. We'll take a quick commercial break. I'm going to work. We'll be right back.
I'm Blaine Smith, the Executive Director of Team Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted to take a minute just to welcome you on board and let you know that we're proud to have you as a new member of our team. This short video is a way for us to give you an idea of what you can expect from your experience at Team Red, White, and Blue, and also what we expect from you in return. Something that's really, really important to the fabric of our organization is our Eagle ethos. It's just 6 words, but they mean a lot to us, and they guide us in all we do. Those 6 words, passion, positivity, people, commitment, camaraderie, and community, are more than just organizational values. They're what we're all about and what we strive to work for in all of our programs and in every single one of our interactions. The next thing I want you to know is that we are an inclusive organization by design. We're open to veterans of all eras, of all ages, branches of service, combat experience, as well as active duty service members, their families, their friends, and just supportive members of the community that come out and take part in our mission. Every single person is important to what we do. All are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
And then if you want to, just a little bit about how the foundation helped you.
You know, I was in a pretty serious deal, as most people know about. It's a pretty tough deal, very traumatic for my family. A lot of stuff that we went through that people would never understand. Without the assistance from the Steve King Foundation and several other donors as well, we could have come out of that thing in financial ruin. But it just takes a lot out of your family just to go through rehabilitation, all the medical bills. There's so many hidden expenses and stuff that you would never know about until you actually get involved in something like that. And even if you help somebody out with 500 or 1,000 or 100, whatever it is, it means a ton to the person, just to be able to live and to get through these things. It takes an ungodly amount of money, time, effort, patience, with the families, the doctors, to be able to get through a traumatic experience. And, with the Steve King Foundation, it makes everything a lot better.
All right, folks, we're back here. Pass for the lead. Octavio finally got around Mills. Battled him there for a while to get it. Old Rex back here hanging on in 3rd. Johnson the 4th. Pelletier, he's up the 5th. Edgar, right there in the 6th. Moger there in 7th. Matt Barr, ever since he got that little damage, has not been able to get back up to the front. So he's been in a hole here tonight.
Yeah, and every time he comes down pit road, it does get a little bit fixed, but it definitely affected him earlier in this race. He's going to want a light race yellow here, mid-race yellow or something. Get himself back up into the lineup.
Oh, yeah. Rocker right there in 9th. Patrick hanging on 10th. Campbell there in 11th. Klinger, he's in the 12th. Seams in 13th. Looks like, man, Jose Go, man, he's there. He's the first one, a couple laps down, sitting in 14th.
Actually,
Right.
first
Actually,
car
Sean,
one
yeah,
lap
Sean
down.
Patrick.
It's
My
Sean
bad.
Patrick.
Yeah, my bad. I had to go back to Octavio to see that one. He's putting them up, putting them down.
Yeah, he's about to put Cristiano Rocco a lap down here, the 24 that we were talking about earlier, fighting a tight car, and it looks like he's still fighting a little bit of a tight car as he grinds the wall a little bit, trades a little bit of paint onto the wall. The rainbow going on the white wall.
Nice.
The Rainbow Warrior.
So we're here in South Boston here for the Xcal series tonight. Yeah, street stocks here. Kind of endurance style street stock in it. We got the Lou let the dogs out. Dog night here. So it's South Dog Boston. Or Dog Boston South. Whatever which way you want to put it. But we're talking about your favorite dogs. I've got 6 of them. Forty's a cat person. He likes cats. I mean, If he was
Well,
a
they're
female,
easier to
we
take
would
care
know.
of.
A what?
Well, they're easier to take care of, kind
Are
of.
they easier to take care of? I want to hear this.
Well, you don't have to take them for a walk. You don't have
I'll
to
take my dogs
throw
for a
them
walk.
a ball.
Yellow flag,
So
by the way.
we get a caution. Who is in trouble? Somebody's in trouble.
Rocco, man,
like-
one of them. We'll go with him.
Yeah.
Watch the replay on him. Oh, he got bumped in the back, turned around.
Oh.
Nowhere to go for the other machines.
Yeah, and then the 20 Jose just came up in there and bam.
Okay, caution.
It's
That
like
was a juicy
Joe
pit stop.
Campbell has a meatball out of that. Same with Jose. Yeet. Looking at the front end of Joe R. Campbell, his night may be done for. It is.
Let's hear
Same
who
with
your favorite
Jose.
driver is, by the way. Who you rooting for?
I like anybody that has Monte Carlo. Out of the three
Okay.
body styles on here, I like the Monte Carlo.
Like a box with wheels.
Oh, yeah, but it's like, you know, it's that classic street stock look. That's what all
Classic
this.
box with wheels.
You be nice.
Just saying.
Well,
It's a box with
Well,
wheels.
I'm sorry we don't have a Dodge street stock, but I don't think there are too many Dodge street stocks around.
Well, what was the very first street stock?
I don't know, probably a Hudson Hornet.
Hudson Hornet.
Ah!
That's something to do a Google search on.
I
Come
don't
up
know.
with something real quick. Do some investigating, reporting while we're running.
Whatever they had back in 1949 for NASCAR, I'd say. That's what street stock technically is. It was a Ford Coupe. I'd say they ran Ford Coupes as their street stocks back then.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
I don't know, looking like Hudson Hornet might be a good
Okay.
contender.
I'm looking up. Hang on. We're getting. It's okay. All right. What is the?
I mean, street stock can be about anything.
I know. Yeah, that's the problem.
I'd say whatever the first NASCAR
Okay, here we go. Well,
was.
this is a brief history of street stock endurance racing from '85 to 2010. Didn't know they had it. Kind of grassroots style motorsport. Street stock format. They first introduced to showroom stock racing in 1972. The cost-saving class for amateurs, setting a price
That is like
cap
road
for cars
course.
at a mere $3,000. This was Sports Car Club of them.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Well, actually, it says the Sports Car Club of America gets the credit for planting the seed for today's street stock format. And they
I don't
first,
think this is the same street stock.
well, it says street stock endurance racing. All that.
Answer is a weird looking street stock.
Yes, it is. Just trying to find what we got.
I don't think you're gonna find the origin of street stock oval racing.
Well, no, because it's coming up with like stock car racing, which we know that's just pretty much NASCAR.
I mean, that's basically what a street stock is.
Yeah. I mean, because anybody knows the history of NASCAR, we get set to go green. The history of NASCAR, which, you know, National Association for Stock Car Racing, is those cars actually were stock cars that were pretty much off the showroom floor, or basically brought in and just to race. And there was really not a lot of modifications done to them. A lot of them was just moonshine running style cars and on. you know, it evolved over the years as racing evolved, speeds evolved, et cetera, et cetera. But that's kind of the history backing of NASCAR in a nutshell.
Roll the window down and go race.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, obviously now a lot of it is no. I mean, the stock car aspect of a NASCAR is long gone. I mean, I don't care what they say. It pretty much is just the name brand now. I mean, Ford, Chevy, Toyota is really the only thing stock car about NASCAR anymore. But back in the day, so when we look at these street stock cars out here, we're trying to get a history on them. I was trying to look it up. They're supposed to be an entry-level way of getting into racing, a cheaper way. Let's say it that way. Shouldn't cost too much. Still, I mean, you can
like
spend
a step
quite
up from go-kart.
Yeah, but you still spend quite a few money on this out here. I mean, obviously, by the time you spend, you know, put the roll cages, the motors these guys have got in them, you know, tires and everything. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd probably say $50,000, man, probably on these things.
No,
You wouldn't think
it's
so?
more. No, I've read people talking about it and heard people talking about them. You know, a good competitive street stock, you can put like 10 grand into them, 10, 15. Of course, cheaper side of things, you know, base car with not that good of engine parts, you might have maybe 3 grand into one, but you're going to be running at the back every week.
So a street stock like we're seeing out here right now, if this was real, you're
Probably
saying
about
$10,000.
Probably
The
around
motor
there.
alone in these things would be almost that. Not including probably the tires and stuff.
Probably about 15 grand for a front runner and one of these kind
I
of
mean, dirt
street
racing
stocks.
to this day. I mean, to run a sprint car, you're talking at $30,000.
No,
We looked that up
you're
one night.
looking at more than 30.
We looked that up one night, and it actually was probably more than that. I mean, those guys had
It's more like
$30,000 motors. You know.
It's more like 100 for a sprint car, but like a hobby stock and a street stock, a 4-cylinder hobby stock and a V8 street stock, you're looking at good 10 to 15 grand for a competitive one nowadays.
Well, what do y'all think in the chat? I mean, I'm not up to the.
They did a
I'm trying to find
bare
a little
minimum.
info here. You know, what maybe find out some little info on what it would cost. Yeah, I know we talked about dirt racing one night.
Just look up Monte
I was
Carlo street
surprised.
stock costs.
I was surprised. You remember we looked at one night. I was surprised what sprint cars cost.
I mean, there's a race ready down near you for like 15 grand. It looks exactly like one of these out here. You're looking at like 15 grand for a race ready. If you want to be competitive.
Okay, all right. So I'm mixing it
Same
up.
with a 4-banger.
All right, this an entry level, like you're saying, yeah, it is down near the 7 under 10. The late models get up into the 50K range.
Yeah, that makes sense because they're a late model.
Now, I don't know what this is. IMCA stock car.
That would be
It
a dirt
costs
car.
between 15 and 40, depending on the engine and chassis.
Yeah. Does it have fenders on it?
It didn't have a picture. Done a little bit about it.
Okay.
It says
I'm assuming
here it
it's
goes.
IMCA
The
stock
tires.
car.
It says the tires for MMCA stock cars use Hoosier 8-inch wide racing tires. It could go through an average of 8 tires per season. So that actually sounds about like what we're watching right here.
Yeah, it is.
So in a nutshell, then yeah, 15 to 40,000, depending on what it is. That's what I'm thinking. If you build a car exactly what we're watching right here, you're not going to build that car out there for $5,000. They ain't happening. Not with the safety stuff that you have to have in it, the motor and the tires and all. If you do, then you're going to be in a 400 lap race. You're going to be about 392 laps down. Because
Well,
you're
put
gonna
it this
be
way, Jeff.
slow.
we were building a 4-cylinder before I got out of racing. We already had the cage in, and we were still under $2,000 the car itself.
That sounds like a Bowman Gray thing, though. I mean, I could take a 4-cylinder to like the Bowman Gray and go get me a junkyard Escort. Yeah, I can go get a 4-cylinder with an Escort, put a roll cage in that thing, man, go to Bowman Gray and race all day long. I'm talking about cars like we're seeing right here.
Yeah, but there are 4-cylinders that are like 15 grand into them.
But what I'm saying, cars like we're seeing right now, that's what I'm looking at. To build a replica of what we're seeing on the track right here tonight for the Xcal series.
Good 15, 20 grand for
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because the motors and tires alone, yeah. I could go with that, 15, 20, and it just says upward of 40. And it probably, the reason to be 40 is because obviously stuff's expensive now. I would say to be competitive like Octavio is right now, to dominate the field, you're going to need the best of the best. You're probably talking $30,000 car. Easily.
Yeah, he's definitely got a $30,000 race car out there out front.
He's the one that comes in a big luxury mobile, man, and all.
You know what? We're running for like a hot dog and 50 bucks.
Yeah. Well, actually, tonight we got money on the line. So, Octavio looking pretty good. We got a little bit of cash. I mean, upwards of about $200 and some, man, going to be paid out here tonight.
$200 and a hot dog.
$200 and a hot dog. You know, and that's the thing, too. Racing, I mean, unless you just become a professional, if you're, grassroots, backroots, doing this, we talk about the cost of it. Even drag racing is the same way with a lot of the guys when we used to do it. You're going to have to do it more for the love, unless you just got a lot of sponsors backing you. If you don't, then you're just going to have to do it for really the love of it, because you're never going to get the investment you put in. Like, let's say for Octavio. Now, a driver like Octavio would obviously in real life perform like he does like here in real life. He would have a lot of sponsors, but let's just say he doesn't. And he would come out here. It's for him to have a car that is dominant like he does. I'm going to say the $30,000 range. Maybe go to low ball, 20-25. He's not going to make that back, though.
No, you're never going to make that back.
He might make a $5,000 purse maybe one night, like a big race or something. But he's not going to get, I don't know of any, $50,000 purses or anything like that. I mean, are there?
They're going to have 100,000 to win street stock race, but on the dirt later in the year. But maybe big payout nights is 1,000, maybe 2,000 if you're lucky. On a local level,
it's
maybe
an interesting talk.
More like $300.
Yeah, it's an interesting consequence. We love racing, and that's why sim racing is really, really important. I always say it. iRacing is the realest thing without going real racing. But the cost now, when I say this too, you can go out and blow astronomical amount of money on sim equipment. But let me say this, it will not make you any faster. Okay? You could drop $50,000, $20,000, $10,000 on sim equipment and be as slow as a guy that has $500 worth of sim equipment. Okay?
It has something to do with the noggin behind the wheel?
There you go. So, that's the major difference between real racing and the sim racing world is. And real racing, if let's say a guy does have the best of the best, sure, at some point it's going to still there, but that equipment can get him better than somebody with a junkyard motor that's leaking oil out of every orifice and barely making it around the track, So let me put it like that. So, but sim racing has come a long way, and I enjoy it. I don't do it as much as I used to. I like doing the broadcast stuff and showing off and all, showing these amazing drivers. But has come a long way. And Corey, you're one. You like driving, and I know you've upgraded your equipment. Pedals. I think. Didn't you get a new wheel?
No, I haven't got a new wheel yet.
Is there any info going to be about the info? Well, what info you want to be about tonight's race there, brother? What you need? We're talking about dogs. We're talking about a lot. We're talking about Octavio, Xcal. I mean, we are talking about the race. We're talking about how Octavio out front right now is dominating, as opposed to what real racers do in real life. So the difference between sim racing here, I mean, hey, chime in, Daniel. Let me know. What you got? You got a favorite driver? Who you rooting for out here? Who you pulling for? This is Xcal.
Do you have
this
a favorite body style?
Yeah, this is favorite body style. Street stock here tonight. You know, I love it. I love talking about sim racing in general.
You better not say Ford, because the first Ford body style is 4 laps down in 17th.
Yeah, they're not doing too good tonight. I mean, you got your Octavio out front, Johnson there in second, Moger staying in third, Pelletier there in fourth, Barr's been able to kick it back and got up to fifth. Rex right there in the 6th place spot. Seems he's in 7th. Edgar, he's in 8th. Dinger 9th. Mills hanging on in 10th place.
Yeah, Mills, when did he go a lap down? He was fighting for the lead earlier, but he's been a lap down for a while.
Well, Gerald, I mean, I don't know if all your drivers are taking a pounding. I mean, Octavio's one of your drivers, and he's actually out there doing quite well. Now, yes, unfortunately, what is I'm gonna say his name, Lataro. Unfortunately, out of the race. I think he got caught up in that big wreck early on. Looks like Campbell might have spun around a little bit. Let's go on the replay and see what happened to him.
No, he was involved in that wreck earlier.
Oh, no, Campbell right there. He just slid. No caution came out, and he had to back up in the middle of the track, too.
Wow. Impressive.
Oh, okay. Got it going.
See the heavy damage on his car. So he's 26 laps down, so he's pretty well out of this thing. But
absolutely. I mean, out there in the chat, if you're watching the race, absolutely chime in. Let us know who your favorite driver is, who you're rooting for. We got Xcal here tonight. It's a long race. Anthony said for us to talk about dogs, talk about stuff. We're talking about street stocks. I figured that was talking about the race, but I mean, you're wrong.
I mean, we can talk about 4-cylinders. iRacing's supposed to come out with 4-cylinders come September.
Really? Oh, nice. So new update.
We don't know if we're gonna have rear-wheel drive, asphalt, dirt, front-wheel drive.
Look at this battle, 3 wide here. Well, it's the lap cars, but Johnson's in the middle of it.
Yeah, Johnson there, Mogard, Pedaloyer, Matthew Bear right there in the mix of that cluster of cars.
Awesome. Good run so far.
Heavy on set of Camaro bodies.
I think Ryan Seams said his computer keeps freezing up a little bit. Unfortunate for him.
Where'd you see that at?
Over in the chat We're live tonight here on OSR Network on YouTube, man. Check it out on xcal.com. Also on Facebook over at OSR Network. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Good race so far. And Sergeant out there said he wanted some more info on what's going on at the track. Well, South Boston, dog night. We are talking about dogs. If you got a dog, let us know. What kind, etc. Long race. These are open setup style races. Got a lot of interesting things, stories. Octavio has been the man the last several weeks now. The last race, though, at North Wilkesboro, he had connection issues and was up front and then got disconnected. Matt Barr, though, not really been in the contention picture, but he is there. He is right there lurking in 5th. Not been the top fast car tonight, but still got plenty time to get up front. So that's another one. But you've got old Jimmy Johnson hanging on right here to 2nd. Mogard up there in 3rd. Pelletier there in the 4th. I've said Mike Barr there in 5th. We've only got 7 cars on the lead lap, or 6 cars, excuse me, on the lead lap, as Rex is your last one a lap down, or excuse me, on the lead lap, that is. Klinger hanging on there to 7th. So, yeah, chime in. Let us know, man. What do you want to hear? A little contact there, too. Woo! I tell you, he's trying to come through this lap traffic.
Yeah, Octavia having to deal with some lap car here, and He's got a Ford Thunder chicken. That's Brent Mex on his outside. He's going to get around him coming out. No, maybe not. Next corner. Next corner will get it clear. There you go.
Well, that just takes us back to remember earlier how hard it is to pass on this track. I mean, South Boston, really, really tough place to pass. You've got to, set it up and get it just right here.
Yeah, and it's super hard to pass because you just can't. Usually you want to track out through the wall, and with how narrow the track is, there's just, when you get side by side in a corner off the exit, it's so hard to track to the outside as far as you can without touching the other car or pinching them up in a wall. And you see right here, that's going to be showcased again. We got a car almost stopped on the front straightaway, going to keep it green. That was Steven Rex. That was sideways and stopped, and he's got it back going now, but now we got 5 cars to lead line.
Yeah, go back and see, man, what happened to old Steve here. He had a little help going around. Then that shark machine, the number 11. And, got up there and got a little door slammed. You're right. Back it up. That's twice now. Brings it around.
Oh, he's got a car up in the wall right there in front of him. That was 88 at Jason Seams. Brent Mex, he decides he's going in for a pit cycle.
Yes, it is. I think pit stop should be coming up. They pitted, Octavio pitted around 162, Johnson at 165, 164.
That would put him at 70 laps here for Octavio. So, yeah, somewhere around here, somewhere between now and 240.
Absolutely. Good running right now. That man there, he is definitely dominating. Let's look on back in the far back here. Is Mills, unfortunately, stuck back in 10th. He got himself a couple laps down. Called off there. Ryan Seams, Patrick, and company. A few of these guys in the back here making the pit stops. Gerald, he's making that pit stop too. Nice looking machine he's got out there. Like looking at his paint jobs, by the way. Fortunately, Gerald's still on pit road getting damage taken care of.
Yeah, he's been down there for 205 laps since lap 20. He's eating ice cream with the pit crew.
Well, he was out there commenting earlier, so he must be watching this mob. Hey, some of his drivers are doing pretty good. Obviously, some have had a bad night. That's racing, in a nutshell.
He's watching Octavio dominate. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, Octavio, I'm going to tell you. I mean, it's hard not to talk about him, but the man comes out week in and week out and dominates. We talk about Matt, too, the king. Don't want to take anything away from any of the other drivers, but definitely Octavio, Matt, some of those guys and get up here. But, Gerald said it in the interview earlier. Anybody can win this thing. Obviously, he wants one of his drivers to win. But, you've got Johnson right here. Yeah, Johnson's off the pace a little bit, about 8 seconds. Octavio could very much get into trouble. We saw Wilkesboro. He was up there. He was battling for the lead, in contention, and then all of a sudden had a connection issue. You just never know. And another thing, look at them rotors starting to glow. Use the brakes a lot here.
Yeah, those brakes probably been fading for the last 100 laps, I'd have to say. I know, I don't think it's a real thing on iRacing. It might be a real thing on iRacing, a brake fade. I feel like sometimes in a late race, it starts to go away on you.
Oh, it does.
Like you can't stop, yeah. So, like, you got trouble in front of you and you got to slam on those brakes, they may not work too good. That beautiful Z28 Camaro is hooked up on that bottom side of the racetrack, utilizing a little bit of the yellow line there. Gets around a lap car. That's Jose. He's back out 31 laps down.
Johnson, man, he's in the pack right now, but folks, I'm gonna tell you, I'll get ready because I think the dogs might go.
Oh no.
They're liking this racing going on. It says heating up between these lap cars.
Yeah, the lap cars. So they got one heck of a pack right here. And,
the wall, banging.
Oh, James
How did he
Johnson.
make that?
James Johnson, he's gonna need a new pair of pants on that one.
Yeah, he's going. Woo, guys. I don't know what all that was about, but holy cow, don't do it again.
They took him on all four sides of the race car. He said, I'm going pit road.
See, I'm gonna go get my own tires now. Y'all getting crazy. Crazy. Dog night here. Xcal. Talking about your dogs if you got one. If you don't, got any kind of pet, let us know. So I know that has really nothing to do with the actual race itself, but hey, Anthony said, man, talk about dogs, so we're talking about dogs.
Yeah, so James is pitted, and that should put Matthew and Octavia close to a pit cycle. I'd say maybe they might try to push it up to 250 at least. They're on 247 right now.
Yeah. We're past halfway. Been a good solid one. Only 2 laps, 2 cautions here tonight.
Yeah, real good running here for starting 25 cars at South Boston. Not a whole lot of cars on the lead lap, but that's what occurs
how a lot
during
of these go, man.
pit cycle.
The pit cycles usually get them off a little bit. Now, there's one thing I will say about the Monte Carlo that I like about the other ones is they got a cowl hood. The Thunderbird and all got, but the Camaro kind of got robbed, didn't it?
Well, the Camaro is the OG street stock of iRacing. It's the baby. It's the child. Actually, it's the eldest.
It's the eldest.
It is the eldest. Well, you know, now I think about it, it was the OG, so it is the eldest of the 3.
This race going on right here. Side by side action. Liking it so far.
Yeah,
It's a good one. Octavio's still out front, but I'm watching these lap machines right there behind him. The 21 and all. And there you go.
Yeah, he may start thinking about coming in pit road. He's got some lap cars with newer tires right behind him. That might be the indication to come on
the dogs
in.
when they're excited.
Are they excited?
You hear them?
No, I can't
They're
hear
like,
them.
yeah, we'll wait now. It's getting to the nitty gritty.
No, I can't hear them, believe it or not.
Can't hear them.
Yeah. Usually
Yeah.
I can hear them. I am.
They just yelled.
No, I didn't hear them.
That's maybe because she was talking.
No. Can I hear them on the stream?
Did y'all hear the dogs in the background? Let me know. They just went off.
No. I just can't hear them on the
Neighbor's dog
stream or
barking.
Discord. Uh-uh.
Charlie? Charlie? Don't hear Charlie over here?
No.
You're deaf. You need to go see the doctor. You need to go and see the doctor.
I mean, I can faintly hear them on the broadcast.
They got to be loud.
Octavia's in pit road.
Hey, now look, Thomas heard him. Tell him, Thomas. Look, tell Corey, man. See, that's what he does on Saturday nights. Sits up there. Now you know if there's a bad call, what happened. You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that? Well, yeah, they're not barking now, Thomas. Yeah. But you can hear Charlie over here whining. He is whining. That's because he's listening to somebody come to that door again. But he's liking the race. That's all I'm saying. That's Charlie, by the way, folks. Charlie in the background. Closest to. Get him, Charlie. Come on. You get him. Now you know what Corey does on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, I sit up there with Joshua.
Nothing. Corey eating Cheetos. Hey, they just brought me chicken.
From where?
KFC.
I had KFC the other day.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
What'd you get? The family meal deal with 2 sides and a biscuit?
I got the Tuesday deal where it's $9 for, or it's $10 for 8 pieces.
Yeah, but did you get a biscuit?
I don't get the biscuit. I just get chicken.
What?
I'm talking about all this stuff.
Oh, come
You
on,
heard the dog
man.
now?
No.
Hey, can everybody chime in, man? Buy some hearing aids for Corey. Wow. Octavio made his pit stop. He's back out front. Jimmy Johnson there in second. Mogert up the third. Pelletier there in fourth. Matt Barr, he's hanging on to fifth. Solid one. Running so far.
Yeah, and
He's nice,
Octavio,
Xcal.
he only has 3 cars to get by a lap car in front of him, and he has a pretty clean track after that for a little while.
Yes, he does.
I would
Well,
expect
folks, what's
Octavio
that?
maybe go put everybody lap down by the end of it.
It could be 264 right now. Step away, take a quick commercial break. It's been a good one here, man, in South Boston. We'll be right back in a few.
And then if you want to, just a little bit about how the foundation helped you.
You know, I was in a pretty serious deal, as most people know about. It's a pretty tough deal, very traumatic for my family. A lot of stuff that we went through that people would never understand. Without the assistance from the Steve King Foundation and several other donors as well, we could have come out of that thing in financial ruin. But it just takes a lot out of your family just to go through rehabilitation, all the medical bills. There's so many hidden expenses and stuff that you would never know about until you actually get involved in something like that. And you know, and even if you help somebody out with 500 or 1,000 or 100, whatever it is, you know, it means a ton to the person, you know, just to be able to live and to get through these things. It takes an ungodly amount of money, time, effort, patience, you know, with the families, the doctors, you know, to be able to get through a traumatic experience. And, you know, with the Steve King Foundation, it makes everything a lot better.
Hi, I'm Blaine Smith, the Executive Director of Team Red, White, and Blue, and I wanted to take a minute just to welcome you on board and let you know that we're proud to have you as a new member of our team. This short video is a way for us to give you an idea of what you can expect from your experience at Team Red, White, and Blue, and also what we expect from you in return. Something that's really, really important to the fabric of our organization is our Eagle ethos. It's just 6 words, but they mean a lot to us, and they guide us in all we do. Those 6 words: passion, positivity, people, commitment, camaraderie, and community are more than just organizational values. They're what we're all about and what we strive to work for in all of our programs and in every single one of our interactions. The next thing I want you to know is that we are an inclusive organization by design. We're open to veterans of all eras, of all ages, branches of service, combat experience, as well as active duty service members, their families, their friends, and just supportive members of the community that come out and take part in our mission. Every single person is important to what we do. All are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all out there.
All right, welcome back here, folks. Get down here to the closing lap. It's going to close to about 100 to go, and this one will go by real quick. And man, Octavio still leading the way out here with Jimmy Johnson there behind him. Bogart hanging to 3rd. Matt Barr up to 4th. Pelletier there in 5th. And Rex, he's the first one lap down, hanging on to 6th. So top 5 right now. Yellow flag flies. Uh-oh. Who we
Looks
got?
like front stretch. Someone. Jared Mogard?
Well, we got Scott and Bogart. We'll go with Scott first. We'll see what happens. Oh, he got hit coming on pit road. Scott did. Came up the track. Oh, then looked like Bogart tried to get out of the way and he just got slapped. Caution.
I don't think Scott was making it. I don't think he was going to pit road.
Looked like he was.
He was just. Well, he might have been.
He was awful far down there. It looked like he was going. Let's watch one again. He was below the yellow line. I mean, wasn't he? Was taking a heck of a wild lane. Either way, he got tagged in the back. Caution. No. Over in the caution. Y'all heard the dogs. They was getting excited earlier.
Did you give him a chicken bone?
No, I ain't getting no chicken bone. It's bad for the dogs.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's bad for them. And choke them. But I was asking out there, let me know who your favorite driver is, who you're rooting for. I know Gerald, who he's got his team out there. Got the dog night here tonight at South Boston. A couple guys out there showing off their dogs. Definitely go check out Xcal.com.
$289 laps in, so we're going to get down to the final 100 here. Not before the yellow ends, but well, after we take the green flag, we'll be back. We'll be down to 100 to go.
Oh yeah.
Caution probably came out at a alright-ish time. I mean,
Not going green.
put it this way, I believe everybody still has to make one pit stop in the race. We're tracking
I think they would.
70. We're tracking what, 75 to maybe 85 laps for fuel mileage.
That's kind of what it's looking like. Or
So yeah, looking like one stop for everybody.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
Just a matter of when you do it, and pray you don't hit a caution at some point after you go in and go 3 laps down. They're waving some of the drivers around here to get some of them on the lead lap. Some of them a lap back of multiple laps down. Gonna leave Octavio up at the front row. I do not believe, yeah, he did. He did pit under this yellow, so everybody out front, they're all on the same tire strategy, same fuel strategy. It's about how you cut this final 100 and some laps when we go back green.
oh, lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. Right, green flag.
Green, green, green.
I see it right here so far.
Octavio down on the bottom side of the racetrack. He's gonna have the lead off of turn 4, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Now he can start checking out on James Johnson. Behind those two, Jared Mogard going out with Matthew Baer, and Baer kind of falls back, lets Mogard have the spot. I think he was trying to hope to have the inside open for him, but it just wasn't there, as Edgar 2 laps down on the inside. Now Baer, he's gonna have to try to find somewhere to get down, and it's not looking good, as another car, the 26, he's looking underneath.
Yeah, right there, man. Octavio out front. I mean, Johnson's trying everything he can. He knows this is his opportunity. Got those fresh tires. He's got Octavio right there in his front view mirror. I think he's got to keep him there. Don't want to get that big lead back out again. Good race. Johnson, strong so far.
Yeah, Johnson.
What's he got to do to make the pass?
Move Octavio up out of the way.
Oh, that was maybe an opportunity right there.
He
Drove
thought
a little
about
hard.
it. I don't know. With 100 laps to go, I don't know if I'd make an enemy quite yet. I mean,
He's there. I
Yeah,
would
but
say
you look at
the problem with this is if he doesn't make that move soon, he's using up an awful lot of tire, and Octavio eventually is just going to ride off.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's definitely pushing the car beyond its limit here right now, but he does know he's got to make another stop. I'd assume if they make another stop, that's going to be only for fuel late in this race.
There's something else I'm noticing here, Corey. Octavio must not be using the brakes as hard. His is nowhere near glowing, but look at Johnson's. Many things are already red.
Yeah, and that could be how Octavio has his car set up to where he can just lift off the throttle and not use as much brakes as anybody else. And that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want, when you hit the brake, it noses the car down. You really don't want the nose of your car dropping to the ground, as you see James Johnson. Yeah, he got a little teaser out of that. Octavia let him have a little tease.
Yeah, gave him a little hope. That is interesting, the way that one's using more brake than the other.
if you brake and that front end drags on the ground, it's just gonna make your car handle worse. So the less you can use the brake pedal and the more you can stay on a throttle or even no brake at all, the better off you're gonna be for corner handling.
They look about dead even. Both of those guys. I mean, it was a 31-32 on the lap times between the two right there. I mean, they pulled away from the third place man there, Pelletier, who was 3.3 seconds back. Johnson knows he can't let Octavio, man, get too big of a lead again.
Yeah, especially if not too many laps to go, 93 to go here this time by. I mean,
go back quick.
Yeah, but with one pit stop you got to do at some point in these final 90 laps, when do you make it? That's the bigger question. I mean, you obviously got to leave a good 75 laps on the table. So we got to at least get past lap 25, but after that, it's a question of, do you go in at 350? Do you go in at 370? When do you push? Where do you push it to?
I'm starting to see now. You're starting to see Octavio slowly but surely, I think, pull away. And I think you saw Johnson. He used those tires up. Difference between a guy on a long run and a guy's kind of on a short run style speed.
Yeah, and another thing with that is Octavio is able, being the leader, you don't have to have a 10-second lead on second place. You just got to be in front of their front bumper to beat him. So he was kind of teasing James and making James push his car a little bit more than probably what James would like to, and he made him burn up his tires, so now he's able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, but the biggest thing that Johnson can do here, back up a little bit, let the tires cool down as much as he can. Hopefully they didn't burn them up too bad, and then maybe try to get a run back on Octavio if he possibly can. Pelletier back here, though, he's got a freight train with Rex, Mogart and company. And Matt Barr, who was marred behind some traffic ever since he got that damage, has just not been able to climb and claw his way back to the front. He's been consistent, though, but just not been that dominant force that I'm used to seeing here at the Xcal. Maybe think some of that damage early on might have really hurt him.
Yeah, he's at least been keeping it semi on the lead lap. Same with Jeff Mills. He's been keeping his car on the lead lap as well. And that bright orange Monte Carlo. Of course, Jeff Mills' last car on the lead lap, currently about 10 seconds behind your race leader.
Yep.
Which 16-second lap time around here, that's about a little over 3/4 of a track.
It's cruising. Unfortunately, a couple cars out tonight. Taro, man, unfortunately out. Sean Andrews. Gerald Poole still on pit road. Jose Go, he's on pit road right now. So just a few cars, man. Suffer some casualties here.
Yeah, but for the most part, everybody started is still on the racetrack. And I think Jose Godina is just doing a pit cycle right here.
Okay. A little early, but gotcha.
I mean,
Jimmy Johnson's still up there. Right there in second. Still keeping Octavio, honest on what he's doing, but Octavio's just hitting his mark lap after lap. Pelletier still got that third place. He's got Rex right there on his back, so this is where the heated battle's happening at.
Yes, it is. I mean, you're
it's in the back
mixing
of Pelletier's car. I wanted to read it. It says, "I eat paint chips."
Boy.
Lord have mercy. I knew he had something written on the back. I don't want to see if somebody got close enough to where I could see it. I eat paint chips.
Well, let's go on board with Charles Joplin and read back in what Matthew Bear has.
Charles.
75.
Richie Joplin?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Go on board with him?
See what Matthew Bear has. If he's still close enough. He
Got
might not
Xcal,
be.
M-Bear.
Oh, where the license plate would be at.
He ain't quite close enough yet.
Well, it
Ain't
says
quite
busting at the seams.
Oh, okay. He's the king.
Yeah.
Matt Barr. Good looking paint jobs out here too, by the way.
Yeah.
And Matt right there is hanging on the 5th place spot. So, I mean, not a bad bounce back for him. Darryl, what do you think about the race out there so far? Been a good one? And Octavio, he's in control of it right now, and he's starting to spread that lead a little bit, which I kind of figured Johnson was working those tires pretty hard.
Yeah, he's pushing those tires a little bit harder than what he normally would be doing, and it's showing its displeasure now of how slow it's made him here about 28 laps up past 300.
Absolutely.
We're
Good
within
old
the
Rex
fuel
right
window.
there. What's that?
We're within the fuel window, though. If somebody wanted to do an early gamble.
Well, what about you? What would be your pit strategy?
I mean, when you go in, you're losing at least 2 laps, maybe 3. I assume this last pit stop for everybody will be fuel only and no tire. I kind of just
did that
want
on
to.
the last one.
I kind of just want to go for as long as it can go.
Okay.
You just never know
guarantee
when
that's
you
what
might catch a
Octavio's,
caution.
that's what Octavio's plan is.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know when you might catch a caution. If you go those 2 laps down, then you're kind of behind on the 8 ball.
Yes. But we talk about it. It was Pelletier and Barr both. Looks like they didn't take tires because they had an 8 and a 6 second pit stop.
Yeah, that may come back to haunt them a little bit later in the race. As you see, Matthew, he's dealing with the lap traffic there, right there in front of him. That's Brandon Kiger and Matt Pelletier in front of him. Of course, Pelletier on the lead lap, Brandon not. Kind of weird seeing a street stock run the high line here at South Boston. Not something you're used to seeing, but Matt Pelletier, he's making it work.
He is. Barr right now up underneath. He's going to try to see if he can't get that spot away, the 4th place from him.
And looking on the inside here, coming out of turn number 2, not going to have the clearing quite yet. This Pelletier just holding his own on the high side, and there he goes, going away.
Yeah. Matt moving it up there to 4th. Dropping Pelletier back there to 5th. Boger still hanging on to 6th. See him on Matt right now. Struggling just a little bit. That car's trying to go around him.
Yeah, I mean, he's running the high side, which is kind of weird. I don't know why he'd be running up there. You ain't saving fuel. You really ain't saving any tire by doing it. I mean, unless he's already on older tires. Did he take tire on the pit cycle?
Well,
No?
Pelletier showing he had an 8-second stop. I'm going to say no.
That might be why he's running up top. Just fighting a tight car right now. Maybe they only have 1 set of tires. Maybe on that last pit stop cycle that they had under yellow, that might have been their last tire. What did they get? They get, well, it says unlimited. So,
Oh, yeah.
huh. I don't know why you wouldn't have taken tires.
unique pit strategy? What do y'all think out there?
I'm not a fan of it. I mean, it's not working. Bogart not too far behind him. One more lap car between Mogard and Pelletier. That's for a top 5.
Yeah. I mean, it could pay off dividends here. It'd be interesting what the last pit stop, though, how he goes about that.
I mean, at this rate, you kind of put yourself in the bed and you gotta go no tires and just take fuel, but those tires are gonna be 100, maybe even 150 lap old tires. I mean,
Out.
as Jeff Mills, he falls a lap down and he decides, I'm going in early. So Jeff Mills won the first lead lap. Cars 2 elect to take the pit cycle here. And he is up on the jack stands, at least on the right side. See if he takes left side tires at all. Yep, he'll take left, so all 4 tires on the number 5 car for Jeff Mills. And he will go 3 laps down to your race leader, Octavio. Taking over to lap 348. Getting down to the final closing laps. This is about as many laps as you see in a normal street stock race, 50 or so laps, but this endurance race has gone on 349 cycles.
Oh yeah, and Octavio's been dominant so far. Trying to put some more cars between him and the other field here a lap down. See what he can do to bring this thing home here tonight at South Boston. The Xcal Series here. It's dog night tonight. We've been talking about dogs, been talking about street stocks on iRacing and in real life. Been an all around good race so far.
And we've been talking about hobby stock sport compact. Yep. I think they call them the outlaw hobby stocks around here. No, they call them SCDRA compacts, but there is a track that runs outlaw hobby stocks. It's Mogard, he's gone a lap down officially. So that leaves 5 cars on the lead lap, and the next car to go a lap down, that would be Matt Pelletier. It's 4 cars ahead on track right now for Octavio to get to.
Yep. Interesting to see when these pit stops.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta put it in the back of your mind. If there's a caution late race, as Steven Rex, he's in pit road, he's gonna put at least right side tires on. We'll see if he puts left sides in for the final 50 laps, and he does. It goes up on the left side as well. So both Mills and Rex from the lead lap to 3 tires. It's gonna be real interesting. Octavia's gotta be thinking about what he wants to do. Does he take tires and I mean, if you're James Johnson in sec, and never mind, we got a caution. Well, that just changes everything. It's down here in turn 1, something with James Seams.
Let's go and see what happened here. Jason Seams and company. Oh, just got turned in the side, pumped in the wall a little bit.
Oh, he turned Richie.
Ouch. Yep. And
Well,
couldn't get it turned around. Got stuck in the wall. Ouch.
Well, this makes things easier
Pit
for
stops.
Octavio.
Yeah, this helps Octavio.
And James.
It does.
Well,
you know,
maybe
that's
not.
the do. Well, Jimmy.
I don't
And
know.
now's the time Jimmy Johnson has to push the issue here. He's got to get around Octavio.
I mean, I don't know if he wanted to see this caution or not. What I was thinking is if he's got a spotter, watch Octavio when he comes pit road. If Octavio takes tires, you don't take tires under that green flag. But I mean, now you have no choice. You almost got to take your tires. You cooked them over under green flag run. You're going to have less than 40 laps to the finish here. So, I mean, now he is going to be pushing it. There's going to be a bumper or a fender thrown at somebody. This helps out Matt Pelletier too. He didn't take tires on the caution back on lap 286, and he did take tires this time around. He's gonna be waved around for the lead lap here. So Pelletier making out like a bandit on this caution.
Hang on, we're not.
I don't know, man. Octavio, I don't think he's safe.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a good one on the restart here.
Whoever has a good short run car, because we're gonna be under 40. We're looking at 39 right now. We still got at least 2 or maybe even 3 pace laps to do. Maybe 4 pace laps at the most. At least 2.
Hang on,
We gotta
we're
get
not
all
going
the
green,
field
not going
caught back
green.
up to let them all by. All the lap traffic had to get around. Race control doing its thing, telling these drivers where they need to line up at.
All right, Octavio Pelletier. Man, Jimmy Johnson did not have the pit stop he wanted. 27 seconds puts him back in 5th.
You know what? Jimmy may have gotten a speeding penalty.
Pit stop was 27 seconds. It was the same as Octavio, but he had to, for some reason he lost a lot of spots.
Yeah,
Lights
because
off
he's
on pace
behind the
truck, here we go.
field. Yeah, he's behind the whole field right now, so he may have grabbed the speeding penalty, which ain't good here.
Heartbreaking.
Pelletier, he's already 3 seconds back off of the leader, or at least a second off the leader on the green flag. So Octavia, he's just got to check out from here on to the finish.
That is right now, and you see him, and Octavio gets to jump out front. Pelletier right there behind him. Matt Barr getting up here to 3rd. Yeah, he's marred behind a little bit of traffic. Jimmy Johnson's right there. Johnson's there to Barr. This is going to be the battle for 3rd.
Yeah, and you got to think if Jimmy's did get that speeding penalty, he's got to be upset with himself. So we got a slow car up by the wall there. That was the 24 Cristiano Rocca. He gets out of everybody's way. We're all good and ready to get on with her.
Well, I tell you, man, Johnson's right there eating up the back end, watching this battle. This is for 3rd place.
Yeah, they want to have an interview up here. They got to
Yes,
get
they
top
do.
3. They want their dog in the interview room.
That's right. Let the dogs out. Woo, 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 woo.
And man, oh man, if the either of them want to get up to 2nd place, they got a lot of lap traffic in between them and 2nd. I mean, Matt Pelletier, he's got lap traffic between him and Octavio, but my goodness, it is a traffic jam out here.
Yeah, I don't know what Jimmy's going to have to do to get around Matt other than maybe like put that bumper to him. He looks to the inside here.
I don't know,
These
they're too
lap
wide in
cars
front
will
of
play
him.
a factor.
Yeah, these lap cars, you gotta make the right pick. Who's your friend and who ain't your friend right now? I mean, they are too wide in front of these two. Somebody's got to do something.
Oh, Matt says, all right, I know I got to go. Look
Yeah,
at
he's
Matt.
like
Matt
three
started
wide.
like, I got to move.
He thought about the 3 wide scenario right there. Thought better of it. They're still side by side with lap cars. Lap cars now single file a little bit. But, I mean,
that's a good racing.
Jimmy, he's got to do something here to get by Matthew. Matthew better not let him get to his insider. It's all over it.
Yeah, I mean, Matt right now has fought all night long, been kind of calm, cool, but has found his way up to 3rd place right now.
They've kind of gotten into a little bit of a rhythm here. No craziness of lap traffic in front of them other than single file lap car. Lap car in front of Matthew. That is Austin Hakes in the teal blue looking machine. Pelletier, he's still hanging into 2nd place, right ahead of the bright orange of Jeff Mills. Mills is 2 laps down from his pit cycle that he did under the green flag.
So Matt hanging on to 3rd right here. Octavio's out front. Pelletier right there hanging on to 2nd. Barr up in the 3rd. Johnson back here in the 4th. Seems he's right there along with him. He's hanging on to 5th. I mean, Barr, I think the one thing that could hurt him is if he gets up here and starts battling with that lap car.
Yeah, you don't want to go on the outside of the lap car. You definitely want to take him on the inside. So, I mean, just riding behind the lap car, as long as the lap car is going your pace that you want to go, just stay behind him. Don't force the issue on the outside and let Jimmy take the inside.
Yeah, unless Jimmy starts putting a lot of pressure on him, then he might have to on that lap machine. But right now, seems like the lap car is doing what he needs to do, and I'm all for that, like you just said. Those lap cars not being bad, but yeah, then he moves him up the side. They go a little bumper, and he had to do what he had to do right there. No matter what. Now it's a case of the lap car needs to understand that that's a battle, and when he's on the outside like that, let Jimmy go, because there's no need for him to race Jimmy at this point, because now he's just pretty much hindering a battle for 3rd.
Yeah, and I don't think Austin was too happy of how Matt made the pass there. I mean, he kind of forced the issue. Yeah, he had to go. So, I mean, nothing wrong by what Matthew did. Just a little bit of anger from the lap car. And you know what? I wouldn't count Ryan Seams out on having a shot at a top 3. I mean, he's got 2 lap cars between him and Jimmy here, and then it is a battle for 3rd for 3 cars. And quite honestly,
he needs to get around that lap machine.
And quite honestly, if Matt Pelletier keeps running the high side here with the lap cars only running the bottom, that might jumble things up.
It does. Pelletier right now sitting up front. He's got a 1.5 second lead here over Barr. But running that outside lane, that could get wiped out pretty quickly. See Barr right back here. He's able to move past Johnson just a little bit. Seems right there on him. Anything's possible here in the closing laps.
Yeah, I mean, Pelletier, he's been running that high side since about the lap 286 pit cycle. I mean, it's working for him, but I don't know. I've never seen anybody be able to work the high side. I realize the open setup probably has a lot of help on that, but it's impressive.
Matt's got that, throwback to Kenny Wallace. Nice looking car. You see right here, and Matt's there. So coming to life at the right time. He's probably not going to catch Octavio, but he could come out of here with a very good finish. Been kind of quiet all night long.
Yeah, I mean, unless we get a caution here in the closing laps, he might get the second place here before it's all said and done. But as far as catching Octavio, he's kind of out of luck on that end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pelletier's in a bad spot.
Yeah, Pelletier, I guess he likes running the top side, so if it's working for you, it's working for you, but it might be going away here. You see Jeff Mills finally has the clearing to be able to cut up to the wall on the straightaway, and that's not what you want to have done to you. A little bit of door banging. Yeah, 10 laps around here, that feels like an eternity, though. Especially when you're side by side.
Man's got control right now, Octavio. He's got a 4-second lead. As long as he doesn't mess it up, hit the wall, do anything crazy, should be able to put it in victory lane. We'll have to see. Matt trying to hang on to second, but been watching it. Now he's going to be able to get down low. If that car's going to be able to. Matt Barr, though, is there. He's only getting separated by one car, and there you go.
Yeah, and that ain't even a factor now. Now it is right there in front of him, second place.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, battle of the mats.
Yeah, he's going to make it look easy.
Yeah, he is. I'd say Pelletier has burned his tires up running the high side around here. Yep. And it might not occur. It's going to occur this corner.
Coming to life at the right time. King Matt, right here. He kind of quiet all night long. Had a little damage earlier. But has got that thing, man, set sails. He's probably wishing, I wish I was a lot closer to Octavio. But I think, man, that Octavio will be in trouble. You just look at those last times.
Now the big question, can Jimmy Johnson get up to a top 3? He's got a lap car between him and Pelletier. We're coming to 4 to go at the stripe, and I don't know, he's got to get by Steven Rex's lap car, and then he's got to make the pass.
Got seams on his
Pelletier.
back bumper. Well, I thought it was seams. He's got a lap car on his back bumper. My bad.
Yeah, that's a lap car. Seams is behind those 3 lap cars, behind Johnson. Holding on, just not enough time for Seams to make a move for a top 4, but there might be time here in the last couple laps. It's going to be a miracle if Johnson can get up to Pelletier.
Yeah, I think Matt's going to have to do a little slip to help Johnson out here in order for him to get up there with 2 to go. But it's been this man all night long. Octavio, Xcal, South Boston, the dog pound here tonight. He's barking and growling. White flag one more time for Octavio out front. Got a 5.5 second lead. Looks strong all night here in this short track.
He does, coming out of 4, and he'll pick up the win. He's celebrating already. As Matthew Barr, he's going to bring her home second. Pelletier holds it off for 3rd. Johnson 4th, and Ryan Seams the last car in the top 5 on the lead lap.
What a race, what a way, man, to finish this one off here tonight for the Xcal series.
Well, I think the King's ready.
We'll bring him down. Let's get a word with him.
Hi, King Matthew Bear.
Yeah, brother, I got you.
Well, man, you had a little bit of trouble super early race, and you just stayed consistent all night long. You're able to bring it home second. Talk us through this thing.
Yeah, I mean, the car was not that good all night. I couldn't find a good balance at all throughout the week testing, trying to get something dialed in, and it was just wishy-washy there throughout the night. And I mean, I really don't know what was wrong with the car other than it handled like crap. I mean, we were still running decent time, but I had nothing for Octavio tonight, unfortunately. That man had a solid half a tenth, full tenth on me just about every lap once we got into a run right there. And if you've got that much speed on me and you're able to save as much gas as I'm doing at the same time, I mean, I got to tip my hat to him. He had the way better car tonight. I mean, second place, you can't be too mad for the points battle right there. We're still maintaining where we're at. We gave up the bare minimum of what we could have gave up. That's all you can ask for whenever you're in a points battle, and the guy that you're racing in the points battle wins the races. At least finish second, so that way you can mitigate whatever you're going to lose. Yeah, I mean, overall the car was terrible. I mean, I didn't have a really good drive off. I didn't have a really good entry into the corner. I felt slow throughout the whole night. Yeah, I mean, gotta love a second place finish with probably a 10th place car. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, a good points night, and you did have that little bit of damage, so that might have been a factor on the handling of your race car. Do you think?
Yeah, I highly doubt it. I mean, it could have knocked the skew out just a little bit with it hitting in the rear and just knocking it off center in the back, but it was only about 35 total seconds of repairs, so I don't think that it was that major. I just think the car sucked. It obviously didn't suck. It was a really good car, but in order to beat Octavio tonight, the car was nowhere near where I needed it to be to compete. And, I'm not the best at short track racing. I love my mile and a quarter, mile and a half track racing. But, I mean, if you're going to win a street stock title, you've got to be able to compete and do what you've got to do at the short tracks. So when you do go to the tracks that you are good at, you can contend for the win.
Absolutely. Well, Matthew, tonight was dog night. Before I let you go, you got any sponsors? And if you got a dog, shout, or a cat or bird or whatever, shout them out too.
Yeah, man, I got a dog. He's a 110-pound pit bull named Chipper Jones, the biggest baby that you'll ever meet. But yeah, we got to thank the Xcal Webshop, Simcoin Racer, Butt Kicker, Admin Box, JT Pressure Mobile Washing. If I'm missing anybody, I apologize about it, but that was a very exhausting race right there, and I'm definitely ready for a little break.
Past his bedtime. That's second place Matthew Barr.
Absolutely. Call him king, man. Did what he had to do. Definitely good comeback. We'll bring Matt down there. Let's get a word with him.
Hi, Matt. You get a copy on me. Give him a moment. It's past their bedtime.
His mic off. Matt, can you hear us?
You gotta unmute.
I don't have him muted.
I don't have him muted either.
I think it's just got his...
He's in shock. He's tired.
I don't know. Yeah, he's got himself muted.
Well, let's try Octavia then.
Yeah, I'll bring Octavio down here. We'll try back with him again. Octavio, join the booth. You got a copy?
I copy, Joe.
Well, all night long, dominating wise here, South Boston. Wild track, but I mean, you take us through, man. What was you feeling? How this place was going?
To be honest, I love this track. I'm used to run here. 7 years in the platform, and every year I ran at least 2 times here. So it's a lot of practice. I think I have more than 10,000 laps, I'm sure. And that's the big key here to be fast. You have to be the most fine in saving fuel. I don't know. It's a really technical track.
Yeah, I mean, you see it here, getting around. I mean, you obviously had this place figured out. I mean, was there any time here tonight that, that kind of felt worried that like Jimmy Johnson, when he was right there on his back, that maybe could have got up underneath you and got around you?
I was worried when we had to do 110 laps of fuel. I definitely didn't trying to do that. I was trying to do 80 laps like usual, and man, be fast in the last 30 laps, push everything and try to retake the lead. I think Matthew Ware was trying to do it, I'm sure, and thinking that I had to push everything in the track. But we did it, man. That caution saved me. A caution in the end will complicate me anyways, because in that moment you have to think, should I pit, running first or not? So I did. All the race went pretty clean for me, and that's what happened when everything lined up when in racing.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, man, from the disaster coming from a couple weeks ago to tonight, putting in victory lane. Well, we got the dog night here, South Boston. Give us a shout out to some sponsors, and you got any pets, dog, cat, or anything like that?
No, I don't have one. I would love to have one, but I don't. I live in an apartment, so I can't. And yes, I want to say thanks to all the sponsors of the league. At first, Flaming Karma Paint Shop and Flaming Karma Racing for everything. And set up all the work they do every week. For the new paint job, I love it. Well, Try Cooler Crew, Admin Box, Bad Kicker, Team Racer Hub, and you guys for the broadcast again. I want to watch it after the race, so I can't wait.
No doubt. There you go, man. Octavio doing what he does. Dominated tonight here, put in victory lane. And I was just talking to Matt there, and I'm not sure, seeing that he's still muted for some reason. Trying to look and see, help him out, but don't.
He says he can't unmute himself.
Yeah,
there he goes. I see.
Let's bring it down here and let you see if we can get a work.
Okay. Yeah.
Bring him down here and see.
Well, if it's,
No?
we could just move up
Well,
the coffee bar.
I tell you what.
Let's move.
We'll go to the coffee bar. There we go.
We'll go.
We just came to you, Matt. Can you hear us?
I can talk in this room, apparently.
I don't know why you can't in them other ones. That's crazy.
I think it's you permissions.
Oh, well, we had to follow you, but Matt, you got third here tonight at South Boston. A little bit consistent all night long. Ran the top late race. Talk us through it.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. My setup was pretty good the first like 3/4 of the race, and then it got real tight at the end. I think with the rubber getting laid down like it did and the temperature being what it was, it started to fall apart towards the end. Fortunately, things worked out to where we just didn't have a lot of cars on lead lap, and I couldn't really lose much. I was just doing what I had to do to kind of hold it. I had good teammates in position behind me to kind of help me not have them catch me as quick, but I'm not trying to really get in the way of nobody, but definitely appreciate those guys around me that didn't, rough me up too much when I was trying to hold on there.
Absolutely, good point tonight as well. Third place, always a good one. And you got a dog?
I don't have any pets.
No pet?
No pets for me. We're a no pet household here.
Oh, well, man, I'm sure it's 10 o'clock for you, right?
Yeah, a little after 10 now, yep.
It's probably past your bedtime, huh? You got any sponsors you got to shout out?
I just, Butt Kicker for sure. They're a big time sponsor here in Xcal. My team that I'm on, Fastlane, without them, I probably wouldn't even be able to run anywhere near where I'd finish tonight. I don't do very well with setup, so they always kind of help me out and give me what they got, and we work as well as a team. So definitely, big time Fastlane Motorsports. They're really good. And then, Steve Rax as well, Brett Mekis, Brandon Kiger, Jimmy Johnson even as well. He races with us even though he wasn't on our team tonight. All those guys, definitely good guys.
There you have, folks. That's your third place, Matt Pelletier.
Yes, it is, man, and it was a good one here tonight for these guys all night long. But Corey, what a wild one here was South Boston. I had fun, had a good race. We saw a lot, got some good action. Had the dogs, man, yelling. Hope everybody enjoyed it. For myself and everyone, have a good night.